Hey, hello. All right. So I decided what we're going to do for the cover here, but I still have a few lingering questions. Okay. So I bought 10 sheets of paper at Joann's because it was on sale, 10 for $3. So I got some B paper because we all know I need B paper, right? All right. I have spots. This was just pretty and I liked it, so I got that one. Okay. We have bones. And we have like these houses, which I kind of think fits in. Hi, Arlene. So I got these at Joann's, and of course this is from the Snob. I just don't know, like, do you want to do this on the front and this on the inside, or this on the front and this on the inside, or this on the front and this on the inside, with this on the front and that on the inside? I don't know. So, like, I like this. Let's look at the book. We're going to ixnay this. All right. This could be our outside cover. And then I'm going to do the bones, I think, on the inside. That's what I think we're going to do. Okay. So I pre-cut our cover pieces. Just so that, we all didn't sit here and watch me struggle with this thing. Because I had to cut them 3 times. So this is 10 by 9 1/4. Blah. Which gives us a little bit of play and a little bit of, extra. I don't want to take any more off because I tried making it slightly smaller and it doesn't work. So this is going to be the outside. And we need it to have 1/2 inch on either side, on all 4 sides. So since our piece is 10, we're going to cut this to 11 by 10 1/4. We better get this right because I only have 2 sheets. Okay, so ten 1/4 across. This is directional. Okay. All right, so 10 1/4 on the height. 10 1/4 on height. By 11. Okay. Hi, Roseanne. All right. 11 inches this way. And then 10 1/4 on the height. So this is our outside piece. We won't know the dimensions of the inside until we get this done. So we'll get to that. So I'm going to put this away for the moment. Hi, Miss Candy. And then we're going to put this on here. I'm going to mark my corners. Just makes it easier to do the little trim out, you know? Okay. We'll do both of them. Okay. Hi, Carla. All right. So I want to make sure I've got this going in the right direction. It doesn't really matter. I can flip it around if I need to. But that is what we're looking for. So let me put a couple of lines on here just so I know where my glue needs to go. And then grab our glue. Glue, 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 glue. I don't know. We need to come up with a new glue song. Gluey, gluey, glue is getting, boring. Gluey, gluey, glue. Although it is our song, so, what can I say?
She's a heavy metal burner.
Gluey, 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 glue. All right. Glue. Really need to fill this container up. It's kind of, All right, glue. Oops. Whoa. Dang. That glued quick. Turning it over, getting out any and all air bubbles. I used to have this really big bone folder thing. I can't find it. No idea why. No idea. Everybody's saying hi to you.
Hello.
All right. So.
She's going to sneeze. Hi.
Glue. And I always glue the opposite sides. So like I just did the top, so now I'll do the bottom. Probably could have left a little more, paper on here, but it's okay. I got a new board for Christmas. I got 2 of them actually, because this one is just gross. But I can't bring myself to get rid of it. It's my board. All right. Looking good. Sure we have these pushed in. And up we go. Yeah. Yeah, I should have left like 3/4 of an inch. But it is what it is, and I've already cut it, so we're just going to work with it. Okay? It's not working for me. This bone folder doesn't really do it. You know what I mean?
It left to its death.
Why is it that your breakfast food is always leaping to its death?
Oh, it knows what's going to happen to it.
It's going to be devoured.
There's 2 fatties over going.
Strawberries, grapes, sausage, scrambled sausage and eggs, crispy hash brown. I'm gone.
This breakfast knows what's happening.
Yeah.
You're eating an afternoon help.
Every morning, some portion of their breakfast leaps to its death.
None of it left into the fire, so we're good.
Okay, so that's the first part. We're going to do the second one, and then we'll do the insides.
Later, ladies, I'm going to go torture my breakfast. So,
I'm just going.
Okay, so I've got corners on this one, so I know where my glue goes.
See, told you too much.
I have to tell you, it is so hard trying to find anything that's not like, cartoon dogs or cartoon cats if you're going to be doing something like this. I don't know. I think from now on, if I'm going to do a journal, I'm going to sit down and buy everything months in advance, and have the whole thing all set up and ready to go, because it's so hard. I went to the store yesterday. I went to Joann's and Hobby Lobby looking for fabric because I originally wanted to cover this in fabric. They had no 101 Dalmatians. They had no Dalmatians. They didn't even have cow, for crying out loud. I mean, we would have taken cow at that point. We were that desperate. But we couldn't even find cow print. And then I finally at Joann's found some fabric that had 101 Dalmatians on it. And I was like, "Wah!" And I got real excited and I ran over. It was all the Disney dogs. Lady and the Tramp, 101 Dalmatians. Practically have to go to a quilt shop to get what you want. But even then, they don't really have it. I have been trying to do a Mary Poppins journal for 3 years now. You know what's holding me back? I cannot find fabric that is kites, because I want to do it like a carpet bag style. And I have the fabric for the outside, because that's just upholstery, But when you open it, I want it to be, I want to have that Wizard of Oz moment when you open the journal that there's that like bright. And when I think of Mary Poppins, I think, let's go fly a kite. I cannot find kite fabric anywhere. And I go to every quilt shop I see. I've been to everyone in Vegas at least 3 times. Utah, at least twice, maybe 3 times there too. Peter Pan is another one that it's really hard to find stuff for. If it's the old Disney classics, they don't do it anymore. All right, let's see how big we want this to be. I think, let me get a piece of paper here so I can write this down because I will forget the minute I move this ruler. It's going to be 9.5 by 8 3/4. So 9.5 by 8 3/4. We'll cut them both. If we screw it up, nothing we can do about it, right? Okay. 9.5. 8 3/4. And a smudge. Just because I like the extra smudge, you know? All right, perfect. See? That's the thing. I got to go east because I know I need to go to the quilt shops that are back there. I have to tell you, that was, when I was a kid, that was what inspired me to do art and to do quilting and all of that. I was like, the first quilt I made, I hand sewed that sucker. It was ugly as sin. It's still ugly as sin. I still have it. It was my mom's. And I put it in a box when she passed away. And it's been there ever since. This is the ugliest thing ever made. But I thought, how hard can this be? Seriously. Like, because, you know, I grew up by the Pennsylvania Dutch. I spent a lot of time because my dad lives back east, you know. So I spent a lot of time back there. My dad used to love to, he would take us to do like all kinds of historic stuff. So like we'd go to like Gettysburg and shit like that. And because we would do all that kind of stuff, we were always, you know, in Amish country. And I would see their quilts and I would be like, oh my God, these are so gorgeous. And like they do the paintings on the barns and stuff, you know, the quilt paintings on the barns and things like that. And I always thought how beautiful they were. And how hard can it be? They do it all the time by hand. So my dumb butt thought, I could do a quilt by hand. Oh, was that a disaster? But you know what? I gave it to my mom as a gift. And she loved it. That was her, like, she kept it on, here, this is a very East Coast thing I'm about to say. She kept it on her hassock where she always sat. And so it was like, you know, perfect for tucking her toes under or, you know, putting over her legs if her legs got cold. And she always just kept it folded up on her hassock. And then she would use it when she needed it. It was always right there. All right. What do you think, guys? I like it. Yeah? Yeah. I didn't. This is back in the days before YouTube. You know what I mean? The internet was not a big thing. And so, like, being the idiot that I was like, how hard can it be? And I didn't even think, like, I didn't know anything about fabric, really. I didn't know anything about piecing it together. I literally just I got some crappy, ugly fabric. And I think I got it at a yard sale or something like that. And I was like, well, these go together. Okay, let's do a quilt.
Hey, Steve, this is Mike.
And so I just sat down and I looked at a quilt. This was back when, oh God, what was her name? There was that woman that used to have the weird mouth that used to do sewing on PDS. You know what I'm talking about?
Pretty solid ever since it got swapped out yesterday.
Like she always talked out the side of her mouth.
I wanted to verify if it was all good to go ahead and move forward with closing this year ticket.
Hi, Christine.
Be so kind just to give us a call back. We greatly appreciate it.
I don't remember her name.
1-855-766-9809.
But
I think he's Cox Business Technical Support and have a fantastic day now.
I was watching her one day and I was like, this can't be that difficult. We can do this. I know how to hand sew. Yeah, I can't think of her name. Like I could see her face, red hair. She had like the original Karen haircut. She used to be on right after Jan Can Cook. Remember him? Oh God, I loved him. He was so fun. Him and the Cajun Cook, they were so freaking funny. And she's like, well, all you do is, and she had these like squares of fabric, you know, she's like, well, you just take and you put them, you know, faces together and then just run a seam right down. And you could do a whole bunch of these together. And I was like, okay. So I cut a square piece of cardboard that I was using to cut my squares. Unbeknownst to me, while I was doing so, I kept trimming the square and it kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Sewing with Nancy. That's her. And so it was horrible. It was horrible. Okay. But I made it and I did the whole thing. Every single stitch on it was done by hand. And my mom fell in love with the damn thing. I was totally mystified. I was like, whoa, what the hell is this thing? But my mother loved it. I don't know why, but I'm thinking I might put a strip of this on here. You know, like an inch or something. Like right there. And then do the same thing on the inside. Yeah, and then there were some quilting shows. You know, like put a belly band inside on the inside cover, maybe? What do you guys think? We'll think about it. We'll come back to it. Okay. So, this is what our book's going to look like. Basically. But this piece is actually going to go back here. Okay? Excuse me. Because that is how we put the spiral and have it on the inside, is by putting the front cover on the back. Yeah, so I don't know. I fell in love with it when I was a kid. And then when I got older and I was sitting there, one day I was like, and I watched her and she was making a quilt. She was showing some Amish quilts and I was like, oh. And so, yeah, I was just going to do it. And that's when my mother decided I needed a sewing machine. And somebody said to me, you can go to the library. They have books there that teach you how to do it. And I went, really? And they went, yeah. And I went, okay. So I went to the local library and I bought like these books. And the books were like, cut a 6x6 square, but they didn't say, that you needed a rotary cutter and that you needed a ruler and a cutting grid and all this other stuff. So again, I just cut a 6x6 piece of cardboard because I figured that would be easiest, put it on top and started cutting it and didn't realize that every time I did it, I was shaving off a little teeny bit. And I was like, what the hell? And then finally, I went to they didn't have one in Tucson where I lived at the time. But I went to go visit my mom in California, and she took me to a quilt shop. It was like my birthday or something, and she was like going to buy me some fabric. And yeah, because it was when she bought me the sewing machine. She bought me the Kenmore, the one that sews through leather and everything. Because she used to have a Sears card, so she bought it at Sears, And we went and the lady at the quilt store, because I was like, can I ask you a question? She's like, yeah, sure. What do you need? And I was only like in my very early 20s. So for them, because she was an older lady, she was probably in her like late 50s, early 60s at the time. And they were just like they thought my mom was there for shopping. They didn't realize that I was the one. And they were like, oh, you love to quilt. And I was like, I'm learning. And, and she goes, okay, well, what are you looking for? And I was like, I'm just, I just look for colors that I like, patterns that I like. She's like, that's a good way to do it. And I was like, okay. And so I asked her, I said, can I ask you a question? She goes, yeah, sure, absolutely. And I said, well, when I'm doing this, I cut out my pattern and then I cut my pieces and it gets smaller. She goes, well, what are you doing? And I told her, and she goes, oh, no, honey, you need an acrylic ruler. And I was like, what? And I got my first acrylic ruler. And she actually gave me my first cutting board. She just gave it to me. It wasn't very big. It was like 15 by 12 or something like that. She said, but it was sufficient for quilting. And I was like, okay. And she says, you can use an acrylic or you can use, like a metal ruler. I was like, okay, well, I had a metal yardstick. She goes, now you have a rotary cutter? And I said, yeah. She goes, that's what you need. You just line up your ruler and just use your rotary cutter and cut your pieces and cut them to the size you need. So, and because she told me that, and she says, if you're going to make like a 6-inch block, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, find your 6. That's where you're going to cut. So to this day, when I'm cutting on one of these cutting boards, I'm always 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't care if I'm counting from 1, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hi, Michelle. Because that's, the way I learned to do it. And my mom bought me some really expensive fabric and I mutilated it. But after a while, I finally got it down to, I knew what I was doing. All right, let's get. Oh, yeah, I keep this one right here. Hold on. It's so dusty and nasty. If you don't know, this one actually glides on the side of the cut board here. So if you've never quilted, so it sits like this, and that it squares it up, and then you can move it and glide it on your cut board. So this was one of my first ones. And it just sits here. It's literally, it's so dusty. Oh, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, Saturday Night Live tonight is going to be re-airing the first ever episode of Saturday Night Live. George Carlin was the host.
Didn't they have a movie or come out with a movie about the first night of SNL?
Yeah, there was a whole thing.
The show or something?
Yeah. So if you want to see that, it's going to be on tonight. Cutter.
Hey, honey?
Yeah.
I heard you talking about the kite fabric. And I had to Google it. See how Chinese on Etsy.
Yeah, on Etsy.
There's one in here for Hancock Fabrics as well. U.S. Fabric Shop. Some for Amazon.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. No.
What is with you, sir?
All right, we got a 1 inch. So I'm just setting the machine up right now. I don't trust these little guides, just so you know. I trust this.
Hi there. Do you need to go outside?
Okay. Hi, Francis. Okay, so that's our Zutter. Now, we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right. This is 9 1/4. So I gotta find center. Hold on. Let's do this on the white side so we can see. I'm going to use a pencil. Okay. So there's a center line right here on the cutter. Okay. And then I want to get 3 here. No, I do not. I only want one. Where's my bridge? Oh, it's here someplace. Oh, don't tell me I lost it. It's in here. Nope. Okay, I lost the piece I need. All right. So, let me think. Because I really just want to do this. Ooh. I don't know what I was going to do without that piece. All right. Okay. I just want one more on this side. See, prayers. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to find the middle on this one. Which is right here. And that's going in right there. Okay, here we go. Whew. Okay. And then we're going to move this over one this way. Oops. And then over one this way. Okay. All right. So those are our covers. Here's the book. Here's the book. Hi, Rudy. All right. So I'm going to try and do as many of these at the same time as I can. Simply because it will make life easier. Come out of there. Okay. Lock that in. Here we go. Oh. Okay. And then we want to go one over. Oops. You have to be very careful with this, you know? And then one over the other way. I should get that out of the way because it's not really being helpful. Okay. Whew. Okay. Moving these over. Hold on.
Hello, George. Hello, George. Hi, this is Mike with Cox and Vance Technical Support, calling on a recorded line. How you doing today, kind sir? Oh, another fun
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 8, right?
So, hey, I got your ticket come scrolled across my desk. Reading through this, how's things going with that? My bad.
Okay. All right. As you can tell, I'm on the struggle bus here with this.
Right, and it looks like the last guy you talked to.
That one.
Made some adjustments and
then
follow up 24 hours later. That was supposed to have
we're
been
just
yesterday,
gonna move
so I
over one.
apologize for not getting back to you sooner, on this.
Okay.
But,
And then we're
has
going to
things improved since then?
move over one this way. Okay.
Sure.
Putting it in. Okay. That goes there. Now we're going to move one over in this one. So, one over. And then one over that one.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Let me see if I can get.
0 to
You're
100.
dialing 704-529-9.
You got your kit today?
Right.
All right. Now that we've totally destroyed the desk. No, I think I have the right,
Okay. Well, I mean,
you know.
right, but this way I've got some sort of call trace that I can pull that information and
All right, let's put this in. I think I have the right number of circles here.
right. Okay, so and just to confirm you that you just dialed like 3 numbers and it did all the same, right? Okay.
8. This one only has 7. Oh, okay. Forgot to do.
All right.
Yep. Okay. We're going to do this. This one goes in just like this.
Right, and so that I can get the right information for this when you dial
There.
1-200, is
Much
it
better.
private
Okay.
Or anonymous?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm going to need to
5,
know
6,
for each
7,
one of those.
8.
You know?
So I'm going to take one of these off because I have 9.
Unavailable.
8's what we had to do to be, you know. So I'm just going to take one off. Okay, here we go. So that's our book. That's our front piece. So it's going to go like this. And then this is going to go through.
So it's
Or
just showing
cuts.
private, is it showing the number at all or no?
Do a few pages at a time and get them on here.
Okay, and when you dial the 1339 number, what happened with that one?
Woo.
Shows the city and number. No, all
There were just heads and
fantastic. So what I'm
bodies
gonna do is I'm gonna
everywhere.
record
Okay,
these call
here we go.
traces from this and send this out up to my voice knock so that they can investigate those call traces and see what happens during the course of those calls with the caller ID information that we are sending out from that. Okay,
Mhm.
so that way we can track it down and see where it's getting lost, why it's not being handed off properly, or
This
you know,
one.
what the case may be.
We're not going to
So,
do this
I-
one
I
until
really
we
appreciate
are
that information. This way I
absolutely
can pull
sure
that information and send it up to my next level.
we have
And investigate further.
it the way we want it.
So that's the important part. I don't know how long it'll take them to go through that, but are you still available over the course of the weekend for this? Okay, because
Okay.
they wrote down in here.
Now
usually
covers.
8 to 5 Monday through Friday. So can I adjust that for you so that
Making sure
we can,
that they're in the right direction. Here we go.
So how about like 8 to 8 time 7
This
days
is
a
our
week?
back cover.
Is that okay? 8 to 5, 7 days a week? All right. All right. I will adjust that. at this
And then
time so that next
this
time know that we can get a hold of you.
is our front cover.
All right, fantastic. In that case, George, anything else I can try to assist you with today, kind sir?
And that goes on there.
All right, my pleasure. I thank you for using
Okay.
technical support and have yourself a fantastic day, kind sir.
Now,
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
we are going to put this in here like this and pull. Now move this around. So we want this to be, you gotta turn it. It's a pain in the butt. You know what? This part needs a little bit more boom boom. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now, turn this so it's flush to the page. See, just like that. And then front cover to the front. We did it! It's upside down. How do we always do that? All right, we're going to try that again because it's upside down. And I ain't even messing with it this time. I'm just going to cut this sucker out of here. How do I always do that? Every time. At least these are brass, so they cut easy. Okay. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to turn these covers over because I put them on backwards. We're going to try this again. Okay. 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shush! Okay. All right, we're going to try this again. Let's turn the covers over before we put this whole thing back together, shall we? All righty. I don't want to hear it. It's just not fair. You know, if I do this off camera, it works perfect every single freaking time. But do it on camera, and you end up with a screwed up mess every time. Of course, you guys don't help because you see me doing something stupid. And does anybody stop me? No. You just let me do the stupid thing. Okay. All right. Okay. Just make sure. Okay, we're going to try this again. Turning, turning, turning. Come on. Turn. Thank you. Okay. Okay, it worked that time. We're not touching it anymore. Forgot this thing doesn't fit in here unless I screw the front back in. Oh my God. Okay. All right. I have to tell you, this little kit comes with this cute little pink pair of wire cutters. Like, I never use a pink pair of wire cutters, right? Okay. Okay, that's in there, that's in there, that's in there. Let's put these in there, these in there. that. This, and this is my bag that goes over the top. What is this? Something that says do not remove. Too late. This is my little dust bag. It goes over the top. All right, I'm putting that back up on the shelf. Why? Because I don't want to look at it right now. Because all right. We have found it. It is now bound. Although I do think I need to do it a little tighter. It's like it's not tight enough. There we go. This is all about, you know, final detail kind of stuff. We finally got it bound. All right, so I have to decorate the cover, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to do that, you know, later, off camera. Holy crapinoly. Whoop. Whoop. Could we just, thank you so much. Just roll. Thank you. Roll with it. It's done. I have done it. I've done it. It's done. Okay. So do like, you know, the inside. And I'm thinking I might, you know, I might just put like a belly band in there where you can put a bunch of paper or something. I don't know. I'll have to see. I might do a belly band. I might do a big pocket on the front one. I don't know. But it could happen. But it's done. I'm going to put some corners on it, I think. I honestly might actually extend this. I don't know. No, I like it like that. All right, it's done. That's it. We're over it. I'm over it. Done. Finite. I trashed my entire desk here. Ah, there we go. Oh, that was weird. Okay. So I was a very good girl last night. Thank you. I was a very, very good girl last night. I cleaned out my scrap bin. I have an entire trash can under my desk full of scraps. I pulled all the 110-pound to make tags out of because, you know, I don't use this stuff for anything else. So 110-pound or like this is the lighter. This is the 65. But for this, I cut these things. So I pulled all of that so I can cut those. And the 110, which I had a lot left, I can make tags out of, you know, tag bases. So I'm just going through like, I can't do crap with that. But these could be tag bases, or they're also, you know, they're not really wide enough for a tag, but they are wide enough for belly bands. That's tag. So I'm just sorting now to make sure that I don't have any 65 in my 110. That is 65. 65. 110. 65. Nope. That's Nina 100. Ooh, 110. Nina 100. Nina 100. 110. 110. 110. 110. Okay. So I will cut tags and stuff out of this extra 110 that I have because it makes a good tag base. And then out of the 65-pound black, I'll cut reinforcers. And these are going to go back in there to be used on the back of journaling cards. So there's a purpose for everything, right? Now, every now and then, and I got to tell you, that thing, it was bad. It was like a super bloom in the, yeah. And I started looking, and there were pieces in there like this. Why? It is not even like barely an inch wide. And it's like 4.5 inches long. It's got a score mark in it or something, bend. So realistically, it is 1 inch by like 3 inches of usable. What am I going to do with that? Trash. Yes. If it's something that small, like this, because I have this in a bin. Yes, I keep this for sentiments. Like if I'm going to do banners or something, or if I'm going to stamp, because it's the right size. And, you know, like my punches that I use for banners and, you know, sentiments, I can put it into the punch and punch it, you know. Now, obviously, that's not like the one that I use primarily for, but you guys know what I mean. I like it to be about 1.5 inches to 2 inches wide. This one is right over 2 inches. So that I can hit it with a punch to get, you know, like that plate look out of it for those types of punches. Or like even a circle punch. If I want to do like a circle to put a sentiment on, I like them to be this size. Or like pieces like this. This is great for stamping a sentiment and then punching it out. But I have to think about that. Like, how much of this do I actually need when I have 1, 2, 3, 4 12 by 12 inch cubes full of 8.5 by 11 paper? And that does not include what is in my paper drawer, 2 drawers, filing drawers in the garage. So, yeah. Oh, I found these yesterday when I was at Joann's. They were in the dollar bin. There was a whole bunch of them. They were all in the dollar bin, but they charged me $1.99 for them. But that's okay because I had a 20% off coupon, so I didn't give a crap. Kiss my butt. But it's the Sanderson sisters. And Nightmare Before Christmas. So I got those so I could add them to, you know, my holiday stickers. They were in clearance. Okay, what else? I love clearance bins. Oh, I'm going to show you guys. So I have a new toy that's going to be in next month's sale. Ooh, grab this. Here's some. Now you may have seen me use this because I frequently do use this. Like if I'm using scraps to make like a pad or something, I may use this little toy. Okay. And it grabs them all. If you put them all up to the edge, it grabs it all. It makes like a little pad. And I love these. And somebody asked me about it because, and yeah, it comes off that easy because they saw me using it and they were like, what is that? And I told them, and they were like, can we have those? So I did order some. So they're going to be in next month's sale. I only ordered 2 though. I'm going to be honest, because I don't know how they're going to work. But if it's a good seller, I'm going to put it in the shop. Isn't that cool? It's like a paper clip. and you can do a lot of pages too. I think it holds like up to 12 or 15 pages. So really cool. So I'm going to do this, and I think you're going to get 25 of the clips. So that's going to be something that we're going to be doing. I have decided that the that new, here it is, this new strip one that cuts the slots is going to be in the shop. So I am going to carry this. And you guys are going to get first crack at it because I think I have 2 or 3 of them that I pre-ordered that are going to go into next month's sale. So, and it cuts beautiful. This is what we used. We used this one actually to cut that slot at the top of the page in the 101 Dalmatians. That's when we tested it. Was this one right here. So it does that anywhere you want on the page slot. And the reason I got it was because I have this die that cuts the slots, and they don't make this anymore. And everybody was always asking me about this. They were like, can you get that? Can you get that? That's cool. Can you get that? And I was like, no, I can't. But then I saw this and I was like, there are a little bigger than these, but there's different sizes. They're just wider, or, you know, or the slot is wider or whatever. But I was like, you know what? I don't care. And it has the bonus of having these 3 pieces in there, which cut file folder tops. So win-win. So I'm going to carry that. I'm working on cost right now, but you guys are going to get first crack at it in next month's sale. So we got a lot of stuff going on. Here's my brutal honesty. I do not want to go out into the shop right now and do an inventory. I know I need to, because I need to make sure that what's out there is sellable and that it wasn't lost, and that, you know, I remember everything that was on this, which is a weird thing because I can't remember what I thought of 5 minutes ago. And sometimes I'm talking and I can't remember what it is I was going to say, but I can remember everything that was on those shelves out there, because that's my business, you know? But there are some things that I'm like, I don't know if I lost it or not. I got to check. So I need to go out and do an inventory. And I am procrastinating on it, to be honest. And I'm procrastinating because I don't want to find anything else gone. You know what I mean? It's like, I get it. It's gone. I'm kind of using it as the universe is telling me to chill the hell out. You know, pick a craft and stick with it, lady. But on the other hand, I don't want to face the devastation and the heartbreak. So I have been putting off doing the inventory. And that's just honest. And right now I'm using the excuse of it's too dark out there because, you know, there's soot everywhere still. And we're waiting to get the sponges in so we can get that done. That's this weekend's project. But, you know, I'm a big whiny butt, so I just don't want to do it. I don't want to go out there and find more stuff gone, you know? So, I will get that inventory done as soon as I can. And when I do, we will do our countdown sale. And it'll be a fire sale, so everything will be cheaper than originally expected. Bonus. But that's it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and scatter out of here because My head is killing me, and I got to do this thing. So, if you're new here, hey, welcome. Nice to have you. Push the button, subscribe, because if we haven't offended you yet, you belong here. Because we can be somewhat offensive. But we good people. I'm going to whiny butt your behind, girl. Oop, see, I got to eat 68. If Michelle sees that, I'm in trouble. Okay. So I'm going to eat. I'm going right now. So let me see. So check out the community tab. Check out my YouTube, my Facebook group. Check out my Patreon and go over to my Ko-Fi. Pick up some free stuff. That's it. That's all I got until I see you again, which will be tonight for Mixed Media. Stay well, my friends. Thanks for coming and joining me to get this book bound. I appreciate you. Bye.